Hey guys, I know it's been a hot minute here, but never mind, I'm back fully. So in this series, I'm going to show us exactly how to build a modern hybrid IT environment step by step, from creating a virtual machine to setting up an on-prem Active Directory and securely connecting everything to the cloud using Azure. So if you're an IT beginner, or a tech enthusiast, or a small business owner who is just trying to modernize your IT environments, no worries, you're in the right place. Let's go do this. So in this video, I'm going to show us how to create a virtual machine in 2026. Yes, you heard that right, in 2026. So the same way modern businesses deploy their server in today's world. So basically what we'll be doing here is I'll walk you through how to create the virtual machine and also set up various configurations, just networking, and also prepare the server for future services such as Active Directory. And by the end of this video, you should be able to have a working virtual machine that is ready to power your hybrid IT environment. Let's get started with the demo. Today, I've got two monitors, and this is the one I'll be using for today's demo. All right, so the first thing we want to do is let's visit azure.microsoft.com. Brings you to this page. If this is your first time of trying to use Azure, you can click on Get Started, right? And it brings you to this page where you are prompted to try Azure for free or pay as you go. But if this is your first time, you can click on Try Azure for free. I have an account with Azure, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on Sign In. I have a subscription and I also have one resource group. Right, so I could just as well go ahead and create a virtual machine. But in your own case, if this is your first time, you can set up a subscription, right? And also create a resource group, because everything you create would be in a subscription and a resource group. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on virtual machine. All right, on this page, I'll go ahead and click on create. So it will give you about 4 options. Just go ahead and select the first one, which is virtual machine. My subscription here is Azure for Students. I have a student account, right? So I'm leveraging it. For our resource group, I have 2 resource group. I'll be going with the M365 Playgroup resource group. Okay. For our virtual machine, let's call it DC01. You can call it anything you want. So guys, I'll be creating 3 virtual machines, right? One will be for our on-premises Active Directory and DNS, right? Our Active Directory and DNS server. The second one will be for our Entra Sync Connect. And the third one will just be a test virtual machine. So those are the 3 virtual machines we'll be creating. Our region, I usually prefer Central US. It gives me quite a lot of options and flexibility with the image I intend to use. I will leave the zone option the way it is, leave the availability zone and security type. Just go ahead and let's go to image. Let's go to image. For the image, I'll be going with the Windows Server 2025 Data Center. I will prefer it to be x64 architecture. And for our size, let's just leave it the way it is. Now create a username. I'll give it the same username. Okay, I'll call it DC01. Password. Just go ahead and next through. For the networking, not more changes to do. I mean, for the disk, I wouldn't make more changes. I'll just go with this. And you can also select this option to delete with VM. I often do that, right? Go to networking. A virtual network has been created for us and it's called DC01. I'm also going to advise you guys, every virtual machine you create, try as much as possible to have them use this virtual network, which is called DC01 VNet. All right, we have a public IP address assigned to us. I'll leave the rest of the settings the way they are. I'll go ahead and tick this box to delete the public IP address and the NIC whenever I'm deleting this virtual machine. So I'll click on management. So basically what I do here is I come to enable shutdown and I specify a time for this virtual machine to shut down. I usually specify 11 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I go with Eastern time. Feel free to use whatever time zone you're in. I won't check this notification before shutdown. I don't care about that. I'll just uncheck it and I'll click on next. It takes us to monitoring. I don't make any changes here. I'll just go next. So basically I'll just next through so it can create our VM for us. If you have any questions so far, guys, feel free to drop it in the comment section and I'll do well to check and respond. So now it says validation passed. I can go ahead and scroll down all the way and then click on create. All right, so now it's on the verge of creating our first virtual machine. Okay, I'm going to also go through the same step for the second one, which will also be Windows, which will be a Windows server, while the third one will just be a normal Windows 10 device. All right, here it says deployment succeeded. All right, we've created our first VM. If you want to check, just go home, click on virtual machine, and you'll see the VM we just created. I'm going to exit this notification. There you go. This is our first virtual machine. All right, I'm going to go ahead and create the second one, right? It will also be a Windows Server virtual machine. Let's go through the same steps. Call it AAD Connect. You can call yours anything you want. I'll just walk through all of this. Make sure you're using the Windows Server 2025 data center. I'll scroll all the way down. Give it a username AAD Connect. That's what I'm going to call it. This is my password. Enter the password again. Yeah, I'll just click on disk. Let's go next. All right, I won't make any changes here. I'll just go to networking. Oh, it brings us to this page again. Oh my goodness. Okay, now it's giving us an option to use the DCO1 virtual network, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to go with that. Fantastic. Now we have a public IP address. That's a new one, and that's absolutely fine, right? So let's just walk through all the way. Same thing I did earlier. I'm going to click on this box. Go next. Okay. Let's also enable auto shutdown and set to 11 p.m. Eastern time. You can set it to your own time zone. I can go all the way down, go to monitoring. Let's go next to advanced. Let's go next to tags. Okay, I can click on create. Let's hope it passes the validation. Okay, validation is passed. We can scroll all the way down and click on create. Okay, so guys, the deployment succeeded. Now let's quickly go and create the third virtual machine. And I do hope this time it gives us the option to use US Central as a region. So I'm going to click on create virtual machine. So this one will not be a Windows Server virtual machine. It will be a normal Windows 10 or Windows 11 virtual machine. Okay, do the same thing, same subscription, same M365 Play group for our resource group. Give it a virtual machine name. I'll call this test user. Region is US Central. Everything has to be in the same region, right? Now for our image, we'll be using a Windows 10 operating system. Yeah, let me go with this one. Windows 10 Enterprise. Yeah, so we might want to use a different size. Yeah, we might want to use a different size. Just click on see all. Let me see if I have something different. Okay, let's try this one. See if this works. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and click on review and create. Let's see if it will pass validation. Okay, this passed validation. We can go ahead and click on create. Okay, it's currently deploying. So guys, while this is ongoing, creating a normal Windows 10 virtual machine takes more time. It may take about 4 to 5 minutes compared to a normal Windows server. So while this is ongoing, two things we need to do real quick. Let's go back to those two virtual machines we created earlier, our domain controller and also our Active Directory, our Azure Active Directory Connect. Let's make sure both of them has a static IP address assigned to them. So I'm just going to click on Home while this is still deploying. Let's go to Virtual Machine. You would see 3 virtual machines right there. Click on DC01. Click on Network Settings. Now click on the Network Interface. On the left side, you would see IP configuration. Click on that. All right, we have the IP config. Currently, it is on dynamic. So we are given a private IP 10.0.0.4. So we want to change this to a static IP address. Just come down here, switch it to static, and then click on Save. So that's pretty much all you need to do. We'll also do the same thing for what's it called? Our AAD Connect Windows Server. All right, I can go back to virtual machine right here. Let's go to the AAD Connect. Right, select Network Settings. Click on the Network Interface. Come to IP Configuration. You can see it's also on a dynamic IP addressing. So just come here and switch it to static. Click on Save. Now it's done. So I want to go back home. Let's go back to virtual machine. Let's run our virtual machine. Let's start with the domain controller. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click on Connect and then hit Connect right here. It will give you about 5 options, right? You have the native RDP and you have about 4 more options. You can use the Bastion, Serial Console. This one is basically for, what's it called, command line, right? You can use the Windows Admin Center or the native SSH. So I'm just going to go with the native RDP. So I'm going to click on Download RDP. Okay, we have the RDP downloaded. Let's do the same for the AAD Connect. All right, I'm going to click on Download RDP. All right, let's do the same for the test user. I'm also going to click on Download RDP. All right, we have all the 3 virtual machines downloaded. Let's start with the DC01, domain controller. All right, I got a prompt on my second screen. So I'm just going to check this box and click on Connect. Okay, so guys, it's loading up. It's asking for credential, putting my password, hit enter. Click on yes. There you have it. It's loading. Go ahead and accept. Voila! We have our domain. We have our Windows server set up on this one. So I'm just going to minimize. All right, you can go ahead and click on the AAD Connect and also the test user to launch them. All right, this is where I'll call it a wrap for this demo. Right, so we'll be setting up the Active Directory on the DC01, and we'll be setting up the Entra Sync Connect on the AAD Connect. So that's what we'll be doing in subsequent videos. Guys, if you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? All right, please smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this with your loved ones. Right, let's grow together. Okay, bye. See you guys.